Good evening, SpeedGaming, and welcome to more SG Live, this time Super Metroid any % style. We've got our 16 and 17 seeds, FreyasSpirit, the 16th seed, azder, the 17th seed, trying to play into the round of 16. With me, my name is Tracy M. With me today is Polar Bear Bunny. How you doing, Bunny?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Doing great. Yeah, so this is an interesting one. So Freyas got in as the last qualifying seed. azder took unfortunate deaths in the qualifier, so he bought his way in with the ticket, which is the option. And so the winner here is going to face Zos. So it's going to be a tough one for whoever goes through this race. But
I know a lot about Freyas. Freyas loves running the game and loves competing in speedrunning. I know they will be super excited to face Zost, I'm sure. azder, coming off from a couple days ago, a new PB of a 44.45 and Freyas with a 46.30. So I know he will also be very excited to go on to face Zost, I'm sure. Tracy, what are you expecting as far as routes today?
Well, azder, I fully expect will go new route. I do believe Freya still runs old route, although maybe in the process of switching. So I'm not 100% sure on their choice, but we will find out soon enough.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking in some tournaments, if you are technically by PB the better runner, you might take your route down to maybe even trying old route or even doing the hybrid route, the Phantoon Kraid Ridley Dragon, if you're a new route runner, just to make it a little bit more safe for you, to kind of make it so you don't die, obviously. But I think Freyas and azder are close enough that azder will go ahead and do new route.
Yeah, and in azder's case, he in the multi-category tournament. Funny you bring that up. He played an any % race in the very first round, and chose to do old route as a safety, and it actually bit him. He died in the plasma pirate room, which was rather unfortunate. Unfortunately for him, he still got to the round of 8, so did have a very good tournament after that, but not a great start. So I can't imagine that he's going to switch it up this time. What it comes down to sometimes when you're playing around with that, when you're used to one particular route with one particular set of strats, sometimes trying to go to something different when you haven't been practicing it doesn't always work as well as you'd like.
Can't believe you brought that up.
If he's listening, when he watches this back, he's not going to be happy with me. Gotta stick with the facts there.
Right, pretty equal coming out of Sarah's station. Can kind of set the tone for the rest of the run, but it really shouldn't. I mean, Sarah's station is actually a pretty difficult part, but they're on to bigger and better things now. Yeah, I think it's pretty much dead even.
And one difference we're going to see immediately, azder does not run with Moonwalk. I believe Freyas does. I mean, azder, one of the last ones. He and Sloters are kind of the last holdouts of Moonfall. Of the bigger runners.
Yes, indeed. One of the reasons, I think the biggest reason you don't want to kind of switch to turning Moonwalk on is it can make your Ridley fight a lot more difficult if you're not used to the movement of it. Because when you're holding a charge and you have Moonwalk on, if you move the directional, you'll just move across the floor like a moonwalk, I guess. And so it can really mess up your Ridley fight if you're not used to it. So azder's been playing for a really long time, many, many years, so I don't know if that will change anytime soon.
No, I don't think so. And he's also one of the few runners that actually runs completely vanilla controls. A lot of people will just switch item select and item cancel. He doesn't even do that, so that would just mean he'd have to change his menu.
It's time to do that.
Now looks like they're working on getting our webcams up. Nice.
Very nice. We can see all of the cute. Alright, still working on syncing them a little bit, so Azder's a little bit ahead. We're gonna see what kind of climb these two decide to go for.
I believe they both do wall jumps. We'll see in just a second. I know Azder does the wall jumps. We'll see about Freyas. No, Freyas does the ledge grabs. I always like to see these side by side, especially with quality runners like this. You can just see that the difference just is not that much between the two. I like to say that when the two best SM runners in the world, Behemoth and Zost, each use a different strat there, and and the only two in the world with 40s in any percent, you know they're pretty comparable.
Alright, both going into the Bomb Teresa fight with full health, which is the ideal situation. You want to make sure when you shoot Bomb Teresa's drops that he's going to drop missiles instead of health here.
You're both looking good for starting that. Alright, Azder finishing off Bomb Teresa just before Freyas.
Yeah, just ever so slightly ahead, probably not even a second.
Yeah, very, very close so far. Both doing a nice job with that Alcatraz escape.
So coming up in this little shaft here with the green pirates is kind of where you'll know whether a runner is doing new route or old route. So new route runners are going to kill the pirates. And both of them are doing it, so that's pretty exciting. In old route, you would just run through the pirates. It's a little bit faster. The reason you would shoot and kill them instead in new route is you kind of want to conserve your health for Fantoon coming up.
Now, interesting, Freyas took the extra time to make sure they picked up those missiles. Azder did not do that, so he's going to have to farm a little bit before he can go in to get his early supers.
Yeah, it's a neat little trick. It's pretty much guaranteed that the Zila will give you some missiles if you have full health. Usually, the two Zilas there, I should say.
Yeah, if you have full health, you're pretty much guaranteed missiles. But yeah, if you don't have full health, then all bets are off. And fortunately, Azder had the full health. He's going to go ahead and grab these supers. About two-thirds of a fanfare ahead. He's leaving as Freyas picking up the supers.
Exactly. There are no 100% guarantees in Super Metroid, unfortunately.
Nope. There's some really high percentage drops, and every single one of them I've seen drop the other thing, so it does happen.
Alright, both with nice little down backs there through Big Pink. Gonna get these missiles and then gonna get the charge beam.
And of course, now we'll get to the moment of truth, the time we will know for sure. All indications show that these runners are both going to go up, kill Fantoon first.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Freyas go ahead and do this route. I don't think I've seen them run new route before.
Yeah, somebody in chat was saying that they switched over during the multi-category tournament, and that sounds about right. I know they were starting to do new route. I just didn't know if they were doing it in races yet or not.
That's incredible, and that's a great time to start doing it, to prep for a tournament like this. Getting their first power bombs. Obviously, going to mention there is money on the line for this tournament, as with I think all of the SG Live tournaments. Yep. So it's kind of nice. Like, you can love the game and be passionate about speedrunning, and I know Freyas and azder both are, but sometimes it's nice to get something tangible for your work.
Yeah, for sure. And 80% is a volatile enough category that, you know, even when you're playing like a Zost, Zost can die, you know? So you're going to play it out, you know, these things do happen, and you know, your chances are pretty decent if that happens. I mean, it does take the mistake of when the difference is a Zost in a player like this, it's going to take a big mistake. But, you know, all these runners are human, and you know, it happens.
Yep, absolutely. And pretty much, I don't know, I would say in most vanilla categories, as far as a race goes, you're not going to see any saves. So if you die, you lose 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
You're not going to see any saves here. Azder getting the bomb jump on the second try after failing the CWJ the first time. Freyas failing the CWJ, fails the bomb jump, he's going to go try again. Another place where that moonwalk is actually pretty useful is setting up instead of having to go through the room. It's a little easier to set up this way.
Yeah, exactly. I like it there very, very much. I don't run new route, but like in a bingo setting, I like to use moonwalk just for this situation.
So this is going to give azder a little bit bigger of a lead.
Nice.
Oh, but there, Freyas gets the CWJ, so yeah, nicely done. Okay, and azder looking with really good energy. The 183 for Fantoon. Freyas not bad either with 133. This is you know, one of the really difficult parts though is you're really meant to have various suit and a few E-tanks for this fight. When you're coming in with just the power suit and one E-tank, you just have to be extra careful. These runners are experienced enough; they should be fine.
Nice little air doppler there. Sometimes, depending on the patterns you get, it can be safer to just shoot Fantoon with the 3 or 4 missiles that get him to go away. if you're more inexperienced, I guess I would say.
Or you could do Nintendo Power Percent and just enrage him with those super missiles, but I don't recommend that as a speed technique.
Yeah, you absolutely could. Oh, so
nicely done.
Very nice. 3 round. Very nice.
And Freyas starting off with the slow. I did not quite pay close enough attention, but I believe there was some mids in there for azder, so a little bit better Fantoon RNG.
Yes, slow and mid for Freyas. Still doing a very nice job though. Oh no!
Oh no. Okay. And this is what we talk about, the difficulty of Fantoon. But Freyas, you know what? Just gonna go ahead, restart, and try again, because like we said earlier, there's still other places. This category gets very volatile. Other places for things to happen. So there's no reason not to at least start over and at least wait for that dot done if you're going to choose to forfeit later. There's no reason for them to do it.
Absolutely. I say you keep going. I don't know if azder's watching or knows that Freya's taken a death.
Yeah, he might suspect. He typically likes to watch chat and not watch the actual restream. And chat catches, when you see the Fs in chat and you're not dead, it's not hard to figure out what happened.
Yeah, so Azder might actually take a little bit safer hybrid route. I think it's called the PKRD.
No, that's the hybrid route is the weird one where you go kill Kraid and then like go kill Dragon before Ridley.
Really?
The other route Kip dubbed it the Picard route because it's PKRD, like Captain Picard.
Picard, yeah.
And there's just a couple extra safeties there. You get your Varia suit before you go into Lower Norfair, which makes the gravity jump a little bit safer.
Well, yeah, that's why you would do PKRD. Yeah,
and you can you can choose to get an extra E-tank if you want to. Yep. Those are the main reasons one would do that. Or it could just be that he just decides to pick up some extra E-tanks that he might not otherwise pick up. In fact, in his PB the other night, he had ended up on a 4 E-tank run. So
yeah, he typically ended up with 4.
Yeah, with typically in any percent, you only need to pick up 3.
I think Azder finally getting his 44 kind of took a little bit of a weight off of him.
Okay, Freya's gonna make their way back over to Bomb Chorizo as Azder heads over to Norfair, and we'll see if he decides to do Kraid first in this situation or if he goes straight to Ridley. And we'll see if Freyas decides to do anything different on the second go-around. Because one might argue that if you're counting on your opponent to make a really big mistake to win, you might consider going back to old route if you're practiced well enough, and then Freyas saying not dying in chat, and that would be that would be a good one.
This category is not easy, and then it's not easy to race as the technical underdog, because you have to kind of go all out.
Yep, absolutely.
Probably in order to win. Otherwise, you have to count on an opponent mistake, which you can't always count on. So Freya's absolutely doing the right thing here, just restarting and doing what they can here.
As you're going to open up the Meridia tube ahead of time. I don't know that you see that all the time in any percent. You see that a lot in like GT Classic.
Going Kraid.
Yep, okay, gonna go for that Picard route.
Sorry, my mistake. I thought that the name for this was the hybrid route, but also the Picard route. I thought it was both, so that's my mistake.
Yeah. Oh, no worries. There's not too many people that run that weird hybrid route. Like you get all the danger of Fantoon first with none of the benefits of being able to route Dragon last. It's kind of a strange route, to be honest. It is a little bit faster than old route, but you only see a handful of runners actually run it. I think the main thing it has going for it is you end up getting that plasma beam instead of the Spazer beam, or you can choose to. Oh,
wow,
okay, he's fine.
Talk to the hand. Very nicely done with that.
So the way that works is Kraid doesn't actually stand up until I can't remember if it's a certain number of HP or when you get the first super into him. So because he only hit him with the missile, he still had time to pause when he missed that first super to go ahead and kind of reset it and be able to finish off the not quite as quick kill, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's over 100 HP that you take off of him that will stand up, so the one missile won't make him stand up.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. And of course, one of the drawbacks of going Kraid before Ridley is you don't have speed booster for that room. So you still have to run the slow way. The other drawback is that mini Kraid gives you basically a free super refill coming out of here that he's not going to get when he comes out of Lower Norfair. So there's going to be a little extra farming when he comes out of Lower Norfair than he would have otherwise had to do.
Yep, indeed. One of the benefits, though, is this E-Tank.
Yep. I don't think he would have picked this E-Tank if Freyas hadn't taken that death.
I don't think so either.
Okay, Freyas heading right back up to Fantoon. I like this. Not going to shy away from it.
I like it too. I know Freyas. Freyas is super competitive and likes to compare their best with the best of the best. So
if you ever want to talk like just general Super Metroid strategies, Freyas can go on and on. I've met Freyas at a couple of GDQs, just really just full of information. Really neat person.
Well, they really notice a lot of small details that other people.
Absolutely. Okay, as you're getting those all-important high jump boots. And one of the nice things about this route is you don't have to necessarily worry about killing the Nova. You can go ahead and just use the power bomb coming out. And that way the door's open for you. Okay, Asher could go ahead and pick up his Ice Beam.
A little short for the CWJ. We'll see if they go for the bomb jump or just another CWJ.
Yeah, it looks like they landed on the platform in a way that you go for the bomb jump in, and if you fail it, then you can go back for the CWJ.
I have to say that bomb jump looks very intimidating.
Yeah, the bomb jump is typically harder to learn, but easier to get afterwards. The CWJ is a little bit easier to learn, but much less consistent.
All right, second round, they get it very nicely.
That's twice they got it.
Yeah. CWJ is quite hard, but yeah, like you said, a little bit easier to actually learn to do, but quite hard just because of the frame perfectness of it, I guess I should say.
Freyas gonna go back into the Fantoon fight. Azder in Bubble Mountain. Gonna get a speed booster so we can go fast.
So Freyas coming in with 128 health, so Fantoon and his flames, no matter what you hit, will do 40 damage to them with no suits. So sometimes it's good to kind of have a number like that divisible by 40 kind of thing, because when you get to the really low health range, you do want to be in health bomb. You don't want to be like over 30, but sometimes it's hard to control that.
So I believe they got a mid on the first round this time, so that's going to help a little bit. It was a slow pattern in the first round before. Already looking much better.
Very nicely done.
There we go. Yeah, it's kind of funny. When I first started watching Super Metroid speedruns on YouTube, it always seemed like the video would start with a Fantoon death or reset. Because either things went wrong or because it was like a slow or something. And I didn't understand at the time, but now, yeah. Well, Azure gonna get his wave beam. I always call this this is the first sequence break I ever learned. I think it's the most important sequence break, although technically you don't need wave beam. But the game wants you to get your speed booster, to go get your ice beam, to go up Red Tower, to get your power bombs, to go down to Croc, to get your grapple beam, to go across those grapple blocks to get wave beam. We can save all that by just doing a little bit of a wall jump to get the wave beam right there.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure wave beam is the strongest beam as far as damage output besides plasma. So
yeah, that's right.
Very nice to have. But I remember as a kid being scared to death of this room that azder just went in backwards through with the lava that starts rising kind of thing.
Yeah. The way you're supposed to go.
Scared to death.
Yeah, you're supposed to go the other way to get up to Bubble Mountain. Another thing you can skip by just doing some nice wall jumps. And we're gonna see looks like we're gonna see a gravity jump here. If you do this right, you can, yeah, that was a really good gravity jump. If you do it right, you can just get all the way up to the top just like you did. You don't even have to do any wall jumps.
Absolutely, really nicely done. And then that various suit, of course, helping him not take very much damage from the acid or from the lava.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about doing Kraid before Ridley is you don't take near the damage there without when you turn off your gravity suit, do that jump.
Freya's accidentally didn't get the first jump off coming into this room, this bowling room with the spikes. So took possibly an extra hit. Sometimes you still get 3 hits when you don't have a speed booster to kind of lengthen your jump there. But so they need to be a little bit careful coming into the ocean and things like that, but should be okay with gravity suit.
Yeah, another spot where you have to be a little careful. That's another place runs can get lost because you can only take 3 hits at most when you go there with this amount of health. And if you don't have your health up past 180, you can only actually take 2 hits. So Freyas, just left that with that 19 energy. We'll have to be, like you say, we'll have to be a little bit careful, but it's through the worst of it. And just gotta be careful of these crabs coming up because crabs hurt. I don't know what it is about crabs in video games, but every game I see crabs and they just like to do lots of damage.
Yeah, they hurt a lot.
Like I would actually have gone and grabbed that drop there. Would have cost a second or two, but I think at this point playing a little bit safer because again, your path to victory is your opponent screwing up and you just having a clean run at this point.
I feel like azder feels really, really comfortable with this much health at this point in the run, and an 80% run being used to the normal new route,
yep,
as opposed to the Kraid before Ridley new route. Like this is like twice as much health as you're used to.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much more. Well, I mean, it's only 1 extra E-tank, but on Ridley, that's you're talking about a 60-shot fight, not counting using any of the ammo that he might choose to use. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty significant.
Yeah, Ridley is definitely a fight where you benefit a lot by being able to control Ridley and just kind of be able to predict what Ridley is going to do.
Yeah, Ridley is not completely manipulatable, but there's a lot of manipulations you can do. If you can avoid spin jumping, you can keep him down in this pogo a little bit better. He'll be more likely to get into the pogo. And you see the way that when Ridley was pogoing over to the right, azder goes ahead and he shoots him in the back or tries to, and then Ridley will turn around and pogo to the left where you can get into this nice little sweet spot where Ridley's not going to damage you at all.
Yep, Ridley's not in that sweet spot. Ridley's not able to grab you, and you can get quite a few shots in sometimes. But yeah, like spin jumping, I guess the best way to put it, spin jumping kind of resets what Ridley is going to do.
Yep. And he gets grabbed by Ridley and Ridley explodes because that's what happens to bosses when you get grabbed by them.
Absolutely.
I find that such a weird mechanic.
thinking about it, like as a kid, like I'm just like thinking about how many times I've just sat there and waited for Ridley to
Yeah.
just spontaneously
Oh yeah,
combust on its
absolutely.
own, and how that was not necessary.
Now, a little surprised that he didn't pick up the E-Tank. Now, in this case, just an extra safety. Shouldn't need it, but you know, you're this far ahead. Why not? You know, it's a couple of door transitions, definitely. But we're not going for a PB. We're going for a win.
That's true. That's true. It also it is azder, and sometimes you just can't make sense of it.
He'll play risky at times. He's gonna have to, you know, the Three Musketeers coming out and the Key Hunters in this room are really the scariest part left of the Norfair part of the run.
Exactly. They can be manipulated a little bit, but they do 50 damage if you do have to hit them. Getsu, I guess those are the three amigos. Getsu them very nicely. Oh, he's gonna get Firefly.
Yeah, you know what? He's thinking better. Gonna grab Firefly instead. I think because you look at his health, he dipped below 150, and at 150 you can take at 151 you could take 3 shots from each of the three, you know, 1 shot from each musketeer, I guess, and you know, so you can take 3 hits, but at 145 you can only take 2 hits, and that might have been part of his calculation. Decide, you know what, I'll skip the Ridley E-Tank, but if I take too much damage, then there's still the Firefly E-Tank to go ahead and grab instead.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been in his head, or it could have been just like kind of a muscle memory thing, and then he was like, oh, I should probably go ahead and grab this. So either way, good for him. He's very good at dodging these Three Musketeers if he wants to. Just like you saw kind of that first one, kind of jump over. I think a lot of people wouldn't really know what to do.
Okay, Freya's meanwhile makes it over to Bubble Mountain. I'm gonna get their speed booster and wave beam. As you're leaving, gonna leave Norfair behind forever.
Good riddance.
And here's the farming part I talked about earlier. Because he's not going to get that free refill from the mini crate for supers, I'm going to do that little bit of a farm. So that's the other place you lose a little bit of time. That and not having the speed booster when you go to crate first. Or crate before Ridley, I should say, because we did Fantoon first.
Yep, exactly. There's still a couple things that are possible to hinder azder. There's, of course, Dragon chain damage that we've all seen at least once before, seen that ruin a run, and then even mistakes on Mother Brain. So good on Freyas. Just keep going and play their game and be solid at it.
And Freya's is having a pretty solid run. I wish I had paid a little more attention to the exact time of the death, so we could actually kind of gauge where they would have been. But everything I've seen since the death has looked really, really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Fantoon was amazing. And I'm really excited to see kind of how they navigate Lower Norfair with this item set, this new route item set, because I haven't really seen it as much. Because they are kind of relatively new to it, I would say.
Oh, after missing one of the particles on the X Factor opener, it lands several seconds later.
Oh, that's so funny.
He's not going to be happy about that, though. Because unfortunately, when that X Factor particle is still running around like that, you can't actually fire anything else. So he had to wait that out. And just going to stay in this spot right where he's saying is a very safe spot. You can just fire your charge beam, and Bot Wound's never going to hit you. We'll see if he picks up the bot wound E-tank to go for a 5-tank run.
I think probably not, yeah. Just because he was pretty much at full health at that point. But still gonna farm a few supers here to make kind of the entrance into Dragon a little bit easier. Gonna go for Halfy.
And Freya's getting a very nice jump into lower Norfair. Asher missing the halfy and the full halfy.
Big
Well,
heck.
it's also do wall jumps, which, funny enough, once you know how to wall jump, this is so much better than using grapple beam in this room.
Yeah, especially that last set of spikes. If you can deboost kind of off the first set of spikes and land on the second, you can easily and quickly go ahead and wall jump up, and it's pretty quick. It's not that slow. Freya's getting a really nice fast pillars there.
Yep.
The short charge to speed booster through those pillars. Didn't like the setup there. Gonna reset the room.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, we call it the worst room in the game for a reason. And in any percent, it is absolutely the worst room in the game. For those of you that might have been watching the 100% tournament, this is not the worst room in the game in 100%. Because you have Space Jump, and you have Screw Attack, and you have Plasma Beam. But no, this is any percent. And this is any percent new route. So, a very dangerous room.
Absolutely agree. Azder, killing Dragon with ammo, so not gonna get a blue suit. Gonna go for a spike suit, give that a shot. Didn't quite get it though. Doesn't get space jump. So just gonna wall jump through the back way of Coliseum.
Yeah, Space Jump doesn't save enough time to pick up with the door transitions and the fanfare. Plasma Beam even worse in terms of location. Doesn't quite save enough time to go out of your way to get it. So we're not going to see either of those two items.
It's pretty much like all the really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite save enough time when you think about it optimally. Space Jump, Plasma, and then as some would say that Spring Ball is the best item in the game that you get really late. So yeah, so he's just gonna go ahead and skip all that.
Spring Ball way too far out of the way. Freya's doing a nice job with those metal pirates, as Azder's gonna be leaving Meridia very soon. Doesn't quite get the speed booster kill on the second one, but fortunately 3 supers will take care of it.
Yeah, the second one's a little bit harder to time and place. The first one you can place kind of right at that. I call it a TV, a television that hangs from the ceiling. That
They
kind
do
of
kind of
spot.
look like that.
Yeah, I don't know what else they are. So Freyas is gonna go into Ridley with a lot less health, and then only 7 supers to kind of supplement their beam damage. So this is gonna be a great fight.
And it is, not counting ammo, it is 60 shots. So far doing a good job of keeping Ridley out of those little more crazy patterns. Gets into a nice pogo.
Yeah, that's the perfect spot to drain your missiles in, and then your supers kind of towards the end, I think people like to do. But yeah, the beam combo is just gonna do 300 damage. Supers actually do double damage to Ridley, so they normally do 300 damage to anything else, but they do double damage to Ridley, so they'll do 600. Do a nice little like blue keep there to break the blocks for Asher. Make that room in criteria a little bit faster.
Okay, now for switching over to those supers, Azure about to get to G4, and he'll wait through the cutscene. Think about what he needs to do to finish this out. if that's not... Oh, I was about to say, I think that's a dead Ridley, and he just does the spontaneous combustion, so... We'll see if Freyas chooses to pick up this E-Tank or not. Yeah, Freyas is going to pick up this E-Tank. Can choose to skip the Botswoon E-Tank later.
Very nice. And then gonna turn off their Ice Beam and Spazer Beam. Gonna get prepared for the Botswoon X Factors. X Factor or any special beam attack requires you to have Charge Beam and then have Power Bomb selected and then one other beam. So either Wave or Ice or Plasma or Spazer. And the X Factor is the Wave Beam special beam attack. So you'll see them implement that a little bit later once they get to Botswoon.
Yeah, it's the most used special beam attack. You'll see like the Ice Beam one used in low percent ice in a few places. Plasma and Spazer don't get a lot of love there, although the Spazer one gets to be kind of a meme sometimes.
Yeah, the Spazer one is definitely a meme. The Plasma one is actually featured in the little cutscenes.
Cutscene tutorials.
In the little tutorial, if you kind of wait on the menu screen when it goes into all those little cutscenes, you actually see the Spazer one used in Green Bean Star.
She was really nice Metroid rooms. That third room giving him a little bit of trouble. Ammo. Okay, ammo. Oh, ammo perfect.
Yeah, ends up with perfect ammo.
The 7 supers was a little worrisome. So that's why he used the regular missiles to kill those last 3 Metroids, and then he got good drops. Got himself all the way up to 10 supers, and does have 20 full missiles. So this is perfect.
And 469, very nice. So definitely gonna go with the baby skip here, with the way his health ended up. So we'll see if he gets it.
Okay. Meanwhile, Freya's having a little bit of a scary moment getting through those 3 Musketeers, but does get out with 37 health, and it will be just fine.
Alright, perfect baby skip by Usher there. Sometimes you can get grabbed at the very last second, the very last frame, and then you have the baby slow down, so it makes your movement really slow until you reset the game, pretty much.
Well, either way, if you get it late, or get grabbed late, it's the worst, because if you get grabbed right away, then, you're only losing a little bit of time compared to, going through all the motions of jumping and then getting grabbed at the end. Alright, gets through Mother Brain 1, and now it'll be 60 shots on Mother Brain 2. He could choose to fire 3 of those missiles to save 1 shot. The other 2 really won't do him any good, because just the way, because it won't equal a full charge shot.
Yep, and he wants to stay above 3 A-tanks worth of health, so that he can survive the Rainbow Beam.
Okay, Freya's having gotten out of Lower Norfolk, gonna go ahead and kill Kraid now.
Yeah, but you can see their super count only at 2 right now. They're gonna get a few more defeating Mini Kraid on the way in, and then pretty much fill up on the way out when they defeat Mini Kraid.
Yeah, the contrast here is Freyas is going to go for a quick kill on Kraid and this not so quick kill on Mother Brain.
Yeah, so Freyas actually doesn't get a super in. Yeah, getting a super in is too much damage, so Kraid will stand up. Luckily, it has enough ammo that it should be pretty quick coming from here.
All right, Azder getting through the Mother Brain fight.
Very nice. Nicely done. Yeah, for those who don't know, The stand-up glitch actually requires you to have 7 E-tanks, so you're never going to see stand-up glitch in any percent.
Nope.
And then even so, like, if your best beam is space or wave, you're probably not going to see it just because it's kind of... stand-up glitch can be a little bit risky on its own anyway. Can be a little bit hard to do, so yeah, you're never going to see it in any percent.
Yeah, and we do see Asher checking his phone while he's waiting through the cutscene. I mean, might as well. He might just be looking at chat. That's the fun of having the webcams up for these tournaments.
Yeah, I wonder if Freya's just kind of decided GG, because they're just sitting on the Brinstar map. So kind of know, like, pretty much from here on, there's no way that Asher is going to mess anything up. Yeah, exactly. As soon as Asher didn't take any catch-up beams and go below that magical 3 E-tank, which saves you from Mother Brain. He's pretty much won it from there, but very awesome race from Freyas, and Freyas is an incredible competitor and just knows so much about the game. Like, Freyas is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's just a tough break on the Fantoon fight, and like I say, that fight gets all the runners at some point or another. It's definitely not unique to Freyas. It's a very tough fight under very tough circumstances, and it's a run killer. It's that choke point that you just got to get past to get to run any percent to run a new route.
Yep, absolutely, and I can understand Freya's feeling like they kind of had to go ahead and take that risk and do this route, because knowing that the azder's PB is 2 minutes ahead of theirs. But yeah, GG to Asher.
Finishes up with an official race time of 46:35. And he'll be moving on to face Zost, where for him it's going to be flipped. He'll be very, very much the underdog. But you know, he'll put his best out there.
Absolutely. GG Asher and GG Freyas. Very, very awesome race, and both really awesome runners. Like, if you're not following FreyasSpirit and Azure, please do. Freyas has such a passion for the game and just loves speedrunning and loves competing in general. Like, you should follow both of them. Please do. Thank you, Demensive, for putting in the command in chat.
Yeah, and if you like any percent, we're gonna have another race immediately following this. It is gonna be Sloters versus Zeb. Should be a really good one.
Ooh, that will be a really good one. Zeb has been improving so much, and then Sloters, as you know, is just an amazing runner already. So, and if you don't know Zeb, come and check him out.
Yeah, and the rare two anti-moonwalk players in a row, because like we said earlier, Zeb and azder, the two last holdouts of the bigger runners for using that moonwalk. So that should be a really good one. And let's actually, I'll even take a look at what's upcoming for the rest of the evening. Lots of great SpeedGaming live action coming up. So we do have another, like I said, we have another any% coming up right at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. And then it looks like we have a Final Fantasy randomizer that'll follow that, and that'll be Sir Linkaloth versus Fryteeth. And then right back over to Super Metroid, that will be a randomizer, and we're going to see FreyasSpirit again in a rando situation playing Shiny Zenny. And I'm really interested to see that one. Actually, I will be commentating that with Derp. Freyas maybe a little more experience with randomizer than Zenny. Zenny, well known for RBO, and also one of the best Hundo players. He was featured in the Hundo tournament at the top 4, finished in 3rd place.
Yeah, I was gonna say that will be a really great race because Freya is probably more experienced in the rando scene, but Zenny obviously is Zenny, and I know Freya's will just appreciate playing someone as good as Zenny because they always appreciate playing the best of the best.
Okay, and as these credits are finishing up, we're going to go ahead and send you off to the next race, and stay and watch Floaters versus Zeb. Should be a good one. I'd like to thank Polar Bear Bunny for joining me, and of course everybody from the SG Live staff, and of course my conspirator in organizing all the stuff for the Super Metro stuff, Kip, who's I don't know if he's out there watching or he's practicing. He may be practicing. He's playing in all 3 of the Super Metroid tournaments. So we have the double anti-bingo and the randomizer going. So definitely shout outs to him and all the other SpeedGaming people.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy, and thank you, SpeedGaming Live. I hope you have a fun rest of the event here, and we'll see you for the next race.